Hi, everyone. I'm sure that you've missed my voice so much since we left. I wanted to give you a little explanation on this project because I didn't think it was easy as the photo album project to just read and understand, but great job on the photo albums. Um, I loved seeing all your faces in the pictures. You all did a great job. This one, you're going to need some supplies here. I wrote them here. It's basically a piece of white paper, something to color with, and a black marker. Really, that's all you're going to need. But if you need some of this, or if you're not sure you don't have any of it, just email me and we'll talk about it. Okay? But the first thing you're going to do here is you're going to draw a bunch of shapes on the white paper. Now, you're not going to make them real small. You're going to make them kind of big. And I did kind of do one myself so you can see it. Okay, so you want to make shapes on the paper, and I've done this actually in 3 different phases. So your first phase is down here when you're just drawing the pictures with a pencil. Now you can make them yourself if you have a straight edge, so if you have a ruler, or if you don't have a ruler, you can use the edge of a notebook or the edge of a box or anything like that that's a straight line. And you can create squares, or I have this long rectangle here, triangles, I have a right triangles, little squares, big rectangles. Or you can outline something. Like, for example, this circle right here I made with a can of soup. I just took a can of soup and drew a circle. This circle here is actually the letter O from one of my kids' toys. This big rectangle here in the middle is the box from a card game. So you can outline shapes if you want to, or you can just make them yourself with the ruler. And they don't have to be traditional shapes. You can see I have this weird shape here. I just kind of started drawing lines till they connected. Same thing over here. I just made that one. Okay, so you're just going to make shapes all over the paper, and they should all overlap. Make sure that each shape overlaps at least one other shape. You don't want to have any shapes that are by itself and not touching any others. So make sure that they all overlap. So the first thing you'll do is just do all of that in pencil. And there are some guidelines here. So you have to have at least 10 shapes. It says objects here, but you have to have at least 10 shapes. You can have more if you want to, but make sure you have at least 10. And I think actually, now that I look, I think I have 11. I do have 11, so we'll just get rid of this one. There you go. Okay, so you have to have at least these 10 shapes. So 2 different circles, 3 triangles, and those triangles can be right, obtuse, equilateral, whatever, any kind of triangles you want. 4 different quadrilaterals. So you could have one that's a rectangle, one that's a square, one that's a diamond, one that's a parallelogram. You could have 2 different rectangles, whatever. You should have at least 4 four-sided figures. Then 1 pentagon and 1 hexagon. Now it says here they don't have to be traditional. They could look, irregular, like that one that I showed you. This one here, this one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sides. So technically that's a hexagon, even though it doesn't look like the traditional hexagon you're thinking of. And this one over here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that's actually a 5-sided figure. So that's a pentagon. So they don't have to be the traditional pentagon or hexagon that you think of. They just have to have 5 sides or 6 sides. And again, you don't have to have more than 10, but you have to have at least 10. And here actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I have 13 and the page isn't even filled. I probably, if I was really doing this project, I would add another one in here or somewhere else. So just fill the page, make it look nice, and make sure you have at least these 10 figures that are listed here. After that, the second phase, phase 2. Oh, and if you're done with phase 1 with the pencils and you want to show it to me, just take a picture, email it to me. I'll say, yep, you're good, or hey, you forgot a circle, or whatever. You can email it to me at any phase throughout this to see how it's going. The second thing you'll do then is go over all of your pencil lines with a black marker. So this is how you'll start it out with the pencils down here. And then the second phase is right here. You're going to go over it with a black marker. I used a Sharpie, but it doesn't have to be a Sharpie. Anything that's, a black marker will be fine. And you're going to go over every single line. So even though they're going to be overlapping, you want to go over absolutely every shape. So just color it all over with a black marker. And then phase 3 is you're going to color it. So you want to color it so you're coloring in every single little area. So I can see this triangle here overlapped with this pentagon and overlapped with this hexagon. So it has two different colors going in there. So you want to color every single little area with another color. It works best if you use contrasting colors. Like you can see this yellow against the blue is really bright. That's nice. You don't want to use like a purple and then a different shade of purple that looks pretty close to it. Make sure that you're doing pretty contrasting colors. And every little space, whether it's a big purple space or this big orange space here, or this little black one or this little tiny orange one, make sure that every single space is colored. You shouldn't have any white at all when you're done. Everything should be colored in. And again, I did this in 3 different phases, so it's not complete, but your end should look like this stuff up here. And no same colors should be touching. So I have this purple here and this purple over here, but they're not touching each other, so that's okay. So again, this one's green and this one's green, that's okay. Just make sure they're not touching each other. Okay, and then you're all finished. So as soon as the whole thing is colored, you're done. And phase 4 is just to turn it into me. So I actually scanned this because my printer is a scanner as well. So I was able to scan this in and send it. If you can do that, fine. If not, take a picture and send it in. But that's it. If you have any questions, just let me know. This will be due this Friday, just like the photo album was last Friday. This project will be due this Friday, April 3rd. Okay, have a great time. If you have any questions, let me know.